Welcome to the last session of the year. Can't believe it's the end of the year. It's quite mad, but finishing again the month off with the practice of laterals and working the side body and just helping to liberate, build any more energy that we can just remove out of any stagnant areas, especially down the side body. We have loads of stored energy here, and we just want to tap into that to give us a little bit of a boost for this time of year, and also to really start building and fortifying our energetic field. So just building upon that same theme and finishing with this last class for the year. So we'll start straight off into a wide knee child's pose. We're going to add a twist. So just make sure that you come to the back end of your mat and take up a nice big bit of space between your knees. You might want to take a blanket underneath your knees or behind the backs of the knees, maybe even pad up the ankles, anywhere that you need a little bit of extra space. Or you can use a blanket underneath the head just to give a nice lift and support into the neck. So take the toes together, knees apart, and find a nice length through the spine. Just start to pad your arms forward. And then we're twisting first to the right hand side. So keep your right arm where it is. Take an inhale and open through the left arm. And then as you exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right and twist all the way over to the right side of the mat. Take your props, maybe a cushion underneath the head. And you want to keep threading the left arm through, so you're really stretching all the way over and starting to pull and open on this side body. You can keep the right hand where it is in front of the face, or you can take the arm all the way to the top of the mat so it's nice and long, stretched down the side body. Or you could also take the hand round to the lower back. So just find where it feels good for you to rest into, and then we're here for around 3 minutes. So breathe in deeply into the belly, use a nice deep abdominal breath to really help shift and move then the fascia down the side body, helping to just open any spaces that may feel quite constricted through the rib cage, through the waist, liberating any stuck energy in the spine as we twist and turn. And really let your body weight drop onto the shoulder. Keeping a nice length at the back of your neck. And just letting your body weight drop into the support of the earth. Start to really slow the breath down. Nice slow inhalations and exhalations. And trying to soften as much as you can through the face, through the toes, through the hips, fingers. Just here for 2 more minutes. Just taking a final round of breath here, just taking your time to slowly transition out. Move your right hand down again in front of the face, and then slowly start to pad yourself back to a lifted position. So if you can't sit back to the heels, just lift it up onto high knees. Just pause for a moment, let the spine reset before we go to the other side. Just taking a nice deep breath in here in the center. And at the end of your exhalation, start to pad yourself back out again. Adjust the legs, the knees as much as you need to. Keep the left hand where it is, stretched towards the top of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in, open out to the right side, lifting the right arm up. Take a twist. And then as you exhale, thread the arm through, turn as much as you can through your upper back. And keep threading the arm through, so you've got a nice deep twist and pull through the shoulder, the right side body. And then either keeping the left arm as it is, it's outstretched to the top of the mat, maybe even keeping it in front of the face to act as a post to rest into, or you can take the hand round again to the lower back. Come back to your breath, nice deep belly breaths. Really let your belly relax and feel each breath is turning and twisting your spine a little bit deeper, opening more space in the rib cage, in the waist, and maybe helping to loosen up any tension, tightness through the back body as well. Try to find softness through your groin, through the pelvic floor, the abdomen. Just do for the last 2 minutes. Just coming through the last minute now. If you feel that you can deepen into the stretch anywhere, just allowing a little bit more of a deepening, maybe through the breath, maybe just modifying and stretching that right arm through a little bit more. Maybe reaching more with the left arm. Maybe it's just finding more softness somewhere. Keeping your mind focused on any sensations that are arising in the body, in the mind. Staying completely, totally present with yourself in this moment now. Just take a final round of breath here. And use your left hand in front of the face to act as a post to gently push into as you inhale. Slowly come back up through to center. And you can either sit back to the heels or come into an all fours position. Just gently bringing the knees in towards each other, and you can sit back or lift the heels up, the hips off the heels. Just breathe into that right side body. And coming over onto all fours, just taking a few rounds of cat-cow to move through the spine a little bit more. So taking the hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath your hips, find a nice long neutral spine. As you inhale, next round, let your belly and your chest drop to the floor as your tailbone and your gaze lifts up. Really stretch the front line of your body. And as you exhale, round through the spine. So tuck chin to chest, tuck tailbone towards the belly button. Really push your heart towards the ceiling and round through the upper back. Squeeze the breath out. Just moving in a pace that feels good for you. As you inhale, open the front body, and exhale to round the back body. Just a few more rounds, moving at your own pace. Nice. So take a final set. And then come into sit in a cross leg position. So we want to take the right shin in front of the left. I'm doing the same as you. We're taking a side stretch from here. So you can either use the hand to the back of the head, or you can keep the arm outstretched. Take your left hand to the floor just beside you. If you wanted to lean on something a little bit higher, just grab some props so that you can lean to the side and rest your head into your hand. So that's first option. Second option is a little bit stronger, is taking the arm a little bit further away. We want to twist the body open so that the chest is lifting up towards the ceiling. And then we can reach the right arm up and over the head. You can either just rest it, so the arm is just gently rested on the head, or really stretch and push into your fingertips. Or you can keep the hand to the back of the head and act as a cradle there for the back of the neck. But again, keep the elbow lifted up and away, open the chest, and really breathe into that right waist. Try to relax through the hips. We're just here for 2 minutes each side. So as you're here, just noticing any areas that feel a little squashed or restricted. So is there anywhere that's hunching up or scrunching? Maybe around the neck, the shoulder. Can you find a little bit more opening, any more space to really move into, so that there's no clenching or holding? There's a sense of elongation and opening. Just here for the last minute. Just take a final round of breath here. And then with your next inhalation, just gently look towards the floor. Let your upper arm roll round, and then slowly pad yourself to the center. Take a moment to come to a lifted position. Take any rolls, movements through the shoulders that might feel nice. Just tune into any differences that you feel each side of the spine, shoulder blades into the waist. And then we can cross legs over. So we're taking the left shin in front of the right, doing the same as you, and move any props over that you might need. You can take the right hand to the floor now. Roll the chest open towards the ceiling, and then taking the arm outstretched to rest or to hold the back of the head. Again, get the shoulder blades down the back and really lift up your heart space. Try to relax as much through the legs as you can. Relax through the hips. Soften through the jaw, the eyebrows, the tongue, the throat. And if the neck is hurting, you can always look out or down. Just finding a position that feels really restful, but a little bit push into your edge. So just working to keep expanding the body. And again, looking for any areas that are scrunched or hunching up, any areas that you could open more into. Just last 30 seconds. So just taking a final round of breath, nice deep breath in. And then to come out, slowly look down to the floor if you're not already, and let that top shoulder roll round. Slowly walk yourself round to the front of your mat. Just take a moment to pause in a more neutral position through the spine, taking any rolls, wriggles, anything that might feel really nice for your spine. And then if you have any props on your mat, just move them out to the side so you've got a little bit of space. And we're coming to lay down onto our belly. So moving into Sphinx pose from here. You can use a bolster or a blanket underneath your hips if you wanted to elevate a little bit higher. So just a slightly different option to bring the bolster underneath the pelvis. So your hip bones are rested onto the bolster or blanket. And then you can take your arms a little bit further forward. Arms are very gently bent, so you've got a slight softness in your elbow. And then we want to lift up and out of the hips. So you're really shining your heart forward and making as much space into the waist as you can. And keeping the chin towards the chest so the head's not thrown back. But if it feels like you need to come a little bit lower, you can always come down onto your elbows, working without the bolster. Just adding on a slightly different variation for today. So again, find that softness around your neck, your shoulders, the shoulder blades are really gliding down the back. That helps to open the chest a little bit more. And stimulating the arm, so the lung and the heart meridian lines. Working here to really strengthen and open. So feel from the fingers all the way up through the shoulders, the collarbones stay wide and open. Maybe it's even taking your hands slightly off of the mat, so you've got a bit more space to really open your chest. Just here for around another 2 more minutes, 3 minutes in total. So if you haven't already, just close down for the eyes and really bring your awareness into your heart center. So you're breathing deeply all around the heart space, working to expand widthways, front of the heart, back of the heart, and also feeling a nice massage in the abdomen, so all the organs, and a nice massage out with the breath. Keep the breath really full and deep, slow and long breaths. That's the last minute here. If you need to come down, always allow yourself to come out of the shape. Maybe searching and looking for any more space that you can open into. Any way you can energize any part of the body you can breathe more fully into. Last couple of breaths here, maybe taking a few rolls through the neck, the shoulders, if that feels nice, to create any more space, any softening, any movement. And then slowly to come out, just bring your hands a little bit closer in towards the body, push through the hands, the knees, the toes, move any props out to the side, and then you can either lay down on your belly, so you come to lay down with a pillow with your hands underneath your forehead, or push back into the child's pose very, very slowly, gently, and you can rest your hands beside your hips. And breathe into the lower back, so breathing into the dip in your spine. Really feel that part of your spine opening, expanding. Nice, just taking a few more rounds of breath here. Just taking a final breath. And then slowly lifting yourself back up. Coming into, just bring the legs out in front of you once again. Moving again into a side stretch. So this one you can either work with quarter, half, or full with the legs. So if you take your legs out in front of you, and then you can either work with figure four shape. So you're just resting the end of the right foot on the end of the left thigh, and use a couple of blocks underneath the hip to support that leg, so you've got something to rest into. Or you can work to take your right knee on top of the left, so you may want to take a few rocks, so really working to pull the hip back, get a bit of momentum going so you can swing that across. And third option is taking the left foot round, and then we're working to bring the foot just beside the hip. So you can push into the feet, lift the hips up, squeeze the thighs together, and then sit back down. If you've got one hip lifted up slightly more than the other, just grab a blanket, tuck that underneath, and then you've got a nice little ledge to rest your sit bone onto. So we're going to open up the same side. So working on the right side, you can take the right arm all the way up overhead and then find the back of your heart, or you can rest the hand just to the base of the skull, back of the neck. If you can work to bring it down more to the back of the heart, you can grab the left hand and pull the elbow in. That will slide it down. And then as you do that, lift your head up and push the head back. So you're really opening the chest. You can either work from there or take in a side body stretch. So bringing the left hand down to the floor and then just gently pushing into the right waist. So I'm doing the same as you, not mirroring. and feeling all that lovely opening down the whole side body. So really feel as you breathe into the heart space, you're opening the rib cage just where the arm is lifted. So quite often we don't really tap into this part of the lung. We don't feel the breath move widthways. And we're really not utilizing all this amazing energy, this space, all these parts of the lung that we could bring more energy through. So just keep continuing to find those little millimeters of extra space. Maybe it's leaning back more with the head to open the collarbone area, or maybe it's deepening the stretch into the waist by pushing away from the hand on the floor. Or maybe it's just following your breath and noticing anywhere that the breath feels a little restricted or like it pauses and gets lodged. Any of those small areas that you can just start to push more into with the breath. Just here for the last few minutes, only here for a minute and a half each side. Last 30 seconds. Next, to come out, we can slowly look towards the floor. Let the top arm roll off slowly, so you're allowing the arm to just gently glide down to the floor. And then pad yourself back up to a lifted position. Just pause for a moment in the center. Nice, so we're gonna move from this shape, we're just adding into a twist. So from here, bring the right foot flat to the floor. So if you're working in a legs out position, the leg stays out, and you just bring that right foot down to the floor. If you've got both legs round, the underneath leg stays as it is. We're just working to bring that foot to the floor. So grab hold of the shin and just pull it in a little bit closer towards the body. And then you can slowly lengthen up the spine as you inhale. As you exhale, guide your right hand behind you, lift up through your left arm, inhale, deep breath, and exhale to hook the arm and twist. So just turning towards the right as deeply as feels comfortable. You can use either fingertips behind you, palm flat, or you can grab a brick, something to elevate the back hand off the floor to give your spine a little bit more space. And if it feels more comfortable to hug, you can take the left elbow around the right shin and hug the body. After you've taken a few breaths there, breathe deep into your belly. You can maybe look more towards the back of your mat, just increasing the stretch through the neck. Only optional, just taking the head around as far as feels good. We're here for just 2 more minutes. Just moving through a final minute here. And seeing if you can make any more space around the heart center. Just take a final round of breath here. And then with your next inhalation, just very gently de-rotate, come back through to center and pause in the center. You can hold on to your shin and just feel into the spine. Feel into what that shape created for your mind. Very grounding, centering sensation. And then we can go to the opposite side. So just taking the top leg off first and then underneath leg, stretching the legs out. Take a few rolls of the feet in and out so you can lean back into your hands and just move through the hips. You can circles through the ankles. And then we'll take the side body stretch. So either working again with a figure 4, supporting that leg with some blocks or blankets. So really keeping nice support under that leg, or taking a few rocks through the hip, really mobilizing into that left hip before taking the knee across to stack on top of the right. And again, if you're taking the full variation of shoelace, taking that foot round to the other hip, push into the feet, lift the hips up, squeeze the thighs together, and then sit the hips back down. And again, if you have a sit bone lifted off the mat, just grab a blanket and bring that underneath your seat to level off. And then taking your left arm up this time, find either the back of the head or back of the heart. Put in there, elbow in towards the center of the right hand if you can. Just make a little bit more space and then lean back with the head. So you really open up the heart space, keep the collarbones wide. Either pause there or take your right hand out to the side, then lean off to the right. Spinning the chest open and pushing away from the hand to really open up into the left waist. Softening through the shoulders, the neck, jaw. Breathe fully into the heart. So as we start to really stimulate the lung, the heart, pericardium, the triple heater meridian lines, we're working on our circulation. How do we circulate our energy? How do we integrate and unify all that we are, all that we have within us, and the same on the world around us? So are we stuck in a stagnant place, or are we fluid and moving forward, finding that everything flows in our life and we really notice how everything just kind of works out? Or do we find that we're constantly up against problems and no's or setbacks? And then we know that there's some sort of blockage internal, because the external is always a reflection of the internal space that we hold. So that's why our practice is so amazing and so key, because it helps us to shift energetically anything that may be affecting us so that it doesn't manifest in the physical realm. We've already dealt with it on our mat. It's also looking at intake. So when we breathe air in, we're taking and utilizing in that energy. So how much information and wisdom can we take from the external world to really translate that, transform it into something beneficial for our bodies, our minds, our lives to utilize? And then elimination, breathing out, letting go releasing what's stagnant, what's not helpful? Or do we stay stuck and hold on to what is causing us pain, not learning the lessons? Let's just here for a few more breaths. Again, to come out, you can look down towards the floor, let your head drop down and slowly let your top arm roll off. Walk yourself gently round to the center. Just pause in center and really feel into all the lovely pulsations of energy, maybe sense of lightness, freedom, vitality. And then moving into the twist. So we can bring the left foot flat to the floor now. And again, taking either the right leg out long, or you can work to bring the foot round to the hip. Make sure both sit bones are grounded. Pull the leg into the body. Take an inhale, lift up. Take your left hand behind you. Next inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale to twist, either hook or hug. Pull the body, pull the arm and the leg into the body nice and tight. So we're using the breath to help massage all the internal organs. That compression is forcing the breath into the upper lobes of the lungs. So we're starting to shift and move any energy around the upper meridian lines. So if we have any imbalance through the lungs, heart, large and small intestines, also in the pericardium and triple heater, we're seeing a sense of anxiety, mental, emotional disturbance or discordant relationships, sense of confusion, and also an inability to connect with others. So how our arms are an extension of our heart. How do we give and receive information, relationships, teachings, our energy, other people's energy? And physically, if there's any imbalance or stagnation, we notice arthritis, deafness, toothache, inflammation, chills, fever, blurry vision, and headaches. So the triple heater is the guard and the regulator of the body, keeping all things in balance and protects our chi. So we have the 3 layers of the triple heater, working on the upper, which is the heart and lungs connected to respiration and circulation. The middle is the stomach, spleen, gallbladder, liver, pancreas, and small intestine, which is related to digestion. And then the lower part of the triple heater is the large intestine, the bladder, kidneys, which is all related with elimination. So when this meridian is out of balance, it can cause all types of physical and emotional disturbances, as it distributes yang, fire energy to all the inner organs. So giving us the power to actually utilize our organs. So just taking a final round of breath here. As we inhale, next round, slowly de-rotate, just come through to the center and pause. So just lean off to the side, take the top leg off first, and then slowly take the underneath leg out. And again, take nice movement through the hips, leaning back into the hands, feet go wide, Just roll the feet in and out. Nice. So moving into a supported bridge from here. So you might want to take a couple of blocks. If you've got a couple, you can work with them this high or this way. If you're working slightly lower here, you might feel a bit more comfortable. And if you use two, it's a little bit more sturdy. So just keep those to the side of you. Bring yourself into the middle of the mat and then slowly roll yourself down. Just walk your feet in so you can touch the fingertips to the heels and keep the shoulder blades really rolling down the back so the neck feels long. The feet want to be about hip width apart, and then take a nice deep breath in as you lift the hips up. You can use the blocks, just gently sliding them underneath your sacrum. So the lowest part of your spine, where it's a nice big flat bone, the sacrum, we want to rest onto that point there. Let's take a few moments to just settle the hips down. And then we can work to take the arms over the head for this one. So either if you have a little bit less space, just holding on to the elbows, or cactus in the arms so the elbows are bent and the palms are more in line with your head. Or if you've got the space, you can take the arms long. So this is just stimulating more flow into the arms, bringing some more energy into the lung chi. And really allowing any weight to drop into the shoulder. So as we put that pressure upon the shoulder, just gives a nice massage out. Just for a little bit of acupressure. So helping to distribute any tension around the neck, shoulders, as we wait and pause and breathe here. For the chin is very gently tucked into the chest, so you've got that nice length in the back of your neck. And breathe fully into the heart space again. Just here for 3 minutes. So that's the last 2 minutes to go. If you wanted to increase the stretch through the pelvis and the legs, you can take the legs out long. Just resting the heel or the foot on the floor. That's an option for the last minute. So if you took the legs out, just gently walking your feet back in. Take your hands down beside your hips. Push into the feet, lift your hips up, slide the prop from underneath you. And then slowly let your hips come down to the mat. Just take a moment here. Feel into that space around your chest. Energy flowing around the heart. And then you can take a few sways side to side through the knees. So you're just gently rocking from side to side, through the feet, through the legs. And hugging the knees into the chest, bringing the legs to a still, and hold around the shins or around the back of the thighs. Squeeze yourself small, relaxing through the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, face. Breathe deep into your belly. Feels nice to take a few rocks side to side, just massaging out the back of the head, the heart, the lower back. Just rolling side to side. You can use your elbow to push you off the floor as you roll to one side. Let's take in one more to each direction if you are rolling. And then bringing that into still, moving into just a final shape before we come to Shavasana. So you can take your legs out long from here, coming into Shavasana shape. And then walk your right foot off the side of your mat. So your leg is round to the right, at the bottom of your mat. And just walk your left leg next to it. So the ankles are touching, or you can cross the ankles. So your left leg is over your right. That's it. And then shift your upper body over to the right a little bit. Keep your hips glued to the floor so that left hip doesn't lift up. Then take your your left arm up over your head, and you can just put on the left wrist a little bit with your right hand to open up the waist a little bit more. Take a bend into the elbow and then place the arm down onto the mat above your head. Just rest your right hand onto your belly. So we should feel a nice arcing shape up the whole left side body. Just let yourself rest into the shape, banana asana. Just taking a final round of breath here on this left side. And then you can slowly let your left arm come down, upper body move back to center. Take your legs into the center again. Take a moment here. And then we can go off to the left side. So taking your left leg off of the mat, over to the side. Taking the right ankle to meet or cross over the left, keeping that right hip down. Move your upper body over to the left side of the mat. Take your right arm up over your head. And then just gently pull on that right wrist with the left hand. And relax the arm down. Take a little bend into that right elbow so you can rest the arm. And taking your left hand onto your belly. And just rest in Him. Let your body really drop into the shape, feeling that lovely opening up the whole right side body. When we really liberate all this energy down the side body and we're moving more into the heart center, we're really starting to tap into our personal power, liberating all the energy that we have and really standing fully in our energetic field, strong and powerful and energized. So this is really all about embracing our inner power, embracing our personal power and really standing strong in all that we are. So this is also linking in with the throat center, our ability to speak our truth, to stand strong in our communication, in our boundaries, and really holding that for ourselves. So if we're ever in need of that sense of liberation, working all around the heart is a really beautiful way to bring those energies into our mind, into our lives. Just here for a last round of breath. And you can slowly release your top arm, the right hand can come back down. Shift your upper body over to the center and then slowly walk your legs back into the center. Just feel all that lovely energy moving up the right side body. Maybe from the foot all the way to the brain, right side brain. So we are moving into Shavasana from here. So if there's any extra clothing or blankets, eye pillows, anything that you'd like to do before you rest, just take in any final moments to turn the light off, to get more comfortable. You may want to add a bolster behind the back of the knees or a blanket or a cushion behind the back of your head. Just taking your time to get set up. And then coming into a really lovely rested position. So taking a nice deep breath into the belly, into the ribs, and out through the mouth. Nice deep breath in and out. And one more nice deep expansive inhale, belly, ribs, chest. And as you exhale, really allow the belly button to draw back to the spine. Feel a sense of deep letting go, surrender, sinking feeling as all of the muscles soften and relax into the support of the floor. Let's begin to close down through the eyes if they're not already. And drawing your attention to the space surrounding your body. So as we work into energy liberation and dropping into more of our subtle energy, we can start to really tune into the space, the energy that's surrounding us. So as our energy expands and moves out, we meet that surrounding energy, subtle, intelligent, healing force that surrounds us. Prana in the energetic realms. Just tune into that subtle space that you can feel around you. An ocean of vibrating energy, a healing force, power, intelligence. And feel it buzzing around your body. Infinitely endless. As you breathe in, feel the breath move. Feel the energy move with your breath in through the skin towards your spine. Gathering all this energy into the spine. As you exhale, feel the energy move out from the spine to every single cell in the entire body. As you inhale, draw the energy, prana, from outside through every single part of your skin into the spine, gathering this intelligence, this healing power. As you exhale, push from the spine out into the internal body, all of this beautiful energy filling and flooding every single cell. And just continue to breathe in this way. Now just relax in the breath, feeling a sense of easefulness to the breath. And noticing the inner, the outer, those senses of energy that you can feel within and externally. And one conscious awareness. One field of energy. Really allow yourself to relax into the ocean of energy. Feeling the edges of yourself merge into a beautiful healing, intelligence, power, vibration surrounding you internally, externally.
Just very gently and gradually begin to breathe deep once again. Slowly feeling yourself return to your body, to the space, conscious awareness. And as you feel your energy return, move into the fingers, the toes, the hands, the feet, just gentle rolls, stretches. You can turn the head side to side. And taking any other intuitive movements, stretches that feel really good for you. And then when you're ready, just rolling off to a side, just pause on your side and feel into a nice transition. Bring your mind back into some motion. And whenever you feel ready, gently pressing yourself up to a seated position, just keeping your eyes closed if possible. And finding a comfortable seat for you. Let's bring hands into prayer. And just taking a few rounds of breath to really draw into our energetic field and feel our sense of personal power. So as we inhale, taking the arms up overhead, take a nice deep breath in. And stretch out and reach out. Really open and expand from your heart and bring the prayer all the way back to the heart as you fully exhale. 2 more deep breath in to reach the prayer up over your head. And exhale to stretch out, take up space and feel into your energetic space that you own, that you harness. And 1 more nice deep breath in. And exhale, bringing the prayer back to the heart. A deep breath into your heart space. And as you exhale, bow down in gratitude to yourself for showing up, for taking this time for you, for doing the work on your mat so that you can move forward in life with much more ease and grace. And as our energetic field expands out, may we be filled with joy and light, love, compassion, kindness, liberation, and deep, deep peace. So that as we ripple out and spread out our energetic field, that we come in contact with the world around us and spread those qualities to everyone we come into contact with. Offering gratitude to our practice, the teachers and sages before, and offering gratitude to each other for sharing this space online and together in our hearts. Namaste.